welcome you to another live edition of The Sports Box, your go-to sports podcast featuring great content, conversation, and your occasional disagreement. Stick around to interact and ask questions. Ladies and gentlemen, it's showtime.
Good morning, everyone. It is the final week of the regular season, the final day. By 11-ish tonight, we'll have our full slate of 14 playoff games and of teams and who they're going to play. Anthony Media, Brian Attard, a little shorthanded today on the show, but that's okay. There's a lot less to talk about, and that's quite all right. Anthony, good morning. How are you?
What's up, Brian? Good morning.
Looking like a division champion if I ever saw one. Week 18 pregame. So it'd be a little different today. The games that have literally no impact on anything, we're probably just not going to talk about. We do have some topics to go over, and we will do that. We'll look at the playoff scenarios for different things, talk about some possible coaches getting fired tomorrow, pink slip day tomorrow. Like, follow, and share. We appreciate that. But we will get it started with, again, and it's a wild game here, Ant, because nothing was really decided.
Yeah, right.
The Bucs with a 16-14 win over the Panthers. So, I mean, the Bucs are alive with a win, right? So then there's that. But the winner of the South is entirely dependent on the outcome of the Saints and Falcons later today. If the Saints win, the Bucs win the NFC South. If the Falcons win, the Panthers win the NFC South. So each side has their thoughts there. Joe, good morning. How are you, sir?
Joe, what's up, man? Good morning. Happy New Year.
So, first of all, Tampa won for the first time in forever, right?
Yeah, right.
Carolina is going to finish 8-9. That's a great year for them, I think, all things considered. I think for Tampa, it's less than expected. Just your thoughts. I mean, neither team could get really a whole lot going offensively.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I think the weather played a big toll. Rained pretty much the majority of the game. Anticipated a close game. Like you said, I think Carolina shined this year in some spots, and I think they won big games and they lost some winnable games. So I think they shot themselves in the foot, as well as Tampa Bay all year. Tampa Bay started off hot, and you know, the injury bug got them, and here we are. Yeah, tough game yesterday. I thought both teams, you know, gutted it out. They tried running the ball. It was just a sloppy game. And I love it. I love that this comes down to a game against Atlanta and New Orleans, two teams that have nothing going on. It's great. I think it's great.
To me, I thought the game was, again, so Carolina had a lot of trouble running the ball, which really has not been the situation all year. You know, Dowdle and Hubbard combined for 20 yards. That's not been.
That was shocking.
Yeah. Like that's just not been their recipe for success all year. Like, they've been able to dominate clock, run the ball, and that hasn't worked. For Tampa, they were normally a team that would air it out through the air. You didn't really see a lot of that yesterday. I mean, Cade Otton was the only one over 35 yards.
Yeah, just couldn't get anything going.
Yeah, just a generally weird game.
And in Carolina too, they got screwed, Brian, on a lot of penalties. Yeah. I think there was a bunch of penalties in that game that really set Carolina back, real momentum breakers, and it was tough to watch because I thought the refs. I thought it wasn't. I kind of agreed with Dan Orlovsky all game with the refereeing. I thought it was. Thought there were some real questionable calls there, and it did not go Carolina's way.
I look at both of these teams, right? So they're going to end up playing whoever wins. They're going to end up playing either the Rams or the Niners
at home,
which
is crazy.
We're going to get to that in a second. I have some thoughts on that.
I know you do.
Yeah. But what likelihood do you give either of these teams winning next week?
Very little. I mean, they're going to play the Rams or the Niners. I I think if the Buccaneers could bring their A game, I think they could take out a team like the Niners with the Niners defense. I think the Rams would be a little bit tougher, but I think that if the Buccaneers could somehow draw the 49ers, I think that'll be a game that they could win. With the Niners coming there, Niners a little less of a defense. Maybe you get a nicer day where Baker gets a chance to air it out. I think yesterday was just one of those sloppy games.
That was just Tampa's second win since their bye.
Yeah, I know.
And their bye was week 9.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I look at them and I wonder if the shine's kind of come off them. You look at Carolina, if I can figure out how to use my computer, which is apparently hard to do. Carolina has been.
Did they play the Rams this year? Did Carolina play the Rams this year?
Carolina beat the Rams.
I thought so.
31-28 right before their bye.
I thought that was one of those games. Yeah.
If you go back to week 7, up until this week, they've alternate wins and losses.
Yeah, like I said, yeah, they've had some real big games, like that Rams game they won, but then they've also lost to some teams they should have won. They should have beat.
Yeah,
up and down.
So again, both of these teams now at the mercy of their divisional rivals who do not like them.
Insane. I'm definitely gonna have my eye on that game tonight.
That's gonna be an interesting game to watch. That's an interesting game in the same way that the Giants Raiders last week was interesting. It's just like what are these teams doing?
Yep.
Last night, the 1 seed in the NFC and the NFC West champion was decided as Seattle goes into Levi Stadium in a 13-3 win over a Niners team that was really humming offensively prior to this game. This is the third time ever that Seattle has gotten the 1 seed. Each of the past 3 times they've gone to the Super Bowl. As we noted, the Niners will be the 5 seed with the Rams loss. They'll be the 6 seed with the Rams win today. For a team like the Niners, right? And you go start looking again. I mentioned this, but you look at their last couple of games off. And first of all, they were on a 6-game winning streak. The last 3 games, they have scored 42, 48, and 37. And they put up 3. So, the thing about the Niners is they had this road, right? Like if they won last night, they could have conceivably won the whole way. The Super Bowl is in their building.
Yeah. Yep.
So they could have had literal home field the whole way. That has not materialized. So now I don't know what to make of them. I don't know what to make of Seattle, right? Like I picked Seattle to miss the playoffs. Like what the hell do I know? But like what is your confidence level in either of these two teams moving forward? Because I don't know that there's a whole lot. I don't know. Like my instinct tells me like San Fran can go on a run. I hate their quarterback, but everything else is good.
I mean, San Fran is there. Their offense is there. I just don't know if their defense could carry. Yeah, Joe, you're right. Yep. San Fran. I mean, last night was shocking. I honestly thought Seattle would go in there and actually put up some points. But the Niners actually they bucked up on defense after playing the Bears week before in that shootout. Yeah, I just don't know how far their defense could carry them. I'm big on defense, and I think it's just going to catch up to them. For a team like Seattle, I mean, they're going to be playing home. They have this excellent defense. I think that's going to play a part. It's going to be all on Sam Darnold. See if he can maintain and manage these games and get some victories. I feel better about Seattle than the 49ers.
Well, so the 49ers conceivably would go to Carolina / Tampa, assuming the Rams win today assuming the Rams win today, the Niners go to Philly.
Yes.
Where that's been their house of horrors in the playoffs. They get through that, probably got Seattle again in their building.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of things going on there. So the funny part about what I had said that they had won all these games and they were scoring all these points, they also allowed 24, 27, and 38.
That's what I'm saying.
They're very high scoring games.
Their defense is not there. We'll talk about it. I mean, that's what my main concern is with the Bears. I mean, it's pretty much they're in the same boat. I think offensively they're there, but defensively, it's not good for what you're going to need to win the Super Bowl.
Well, no matter what happens today between the Saints and the Falcons, we do know that an 8-9 team is going to win the NFC South, and they are going to host a playoff game against a team with 12 wins. So I've been known to say, and I maintain this, that the regular season means nothing. Nothing you've done up until week 19 is where things actually get started.
Yeah.
Should a team with a losing record host a playoff game?
I don't think so. I don't. But it's just to reseed everybody. Is that your option? Just to what do you do? How do you?
Here's my problem, right? So you have two teams today in Minnesota.
I mean, they do earn it. I mean, a division. I mean, you're not. I know you're not a division guy, but I mean, it has to be. I mean, you have to earn something for winning the division, I believe.
But this is the counterpoint to that. If the Lions or Vikings win today, they'll be 9-8, and they didn't get in.
Yeah.
Your division is nothing more than a geographical, outside of Dallas, a geographical issue. Blair Kelly, longtime fan of the Sports Box, great human, questionable football team, neither here nor there. Thoughts on the officiating yesterday's games? You made the point. You thought Carolina got screwed a couple times.
Oh, absolutely. I think there was a couple tough penalties. There was the pass interference on the wide receiver. There was a guy that literally ripped a guy's helmet off, killed a drive, or didn't help him in the drive. Yeah, I think Carolina they were on the bad end of some calls yesterday, and it really hurt them in that game.
For the conspiracy theorists, they really don't do a lot to dispel it. Because who would the NFL rather have in the playoffs, Tampa Bay or Carolina, right? I mean,
I hear it, and some of the calls are questionable. They were. I believe. Like I said, I agreed with Dan Orlovsky. He was bitching on the cast, and I agreed with him. They're too touchy, and you shouldn't be involved. You know what I mean? Should not be involved in the game.
Joe says conference instead of division. So here's my thing, right? If you're going to have a division team automatically get a playoff bid, I don't love that, but fine. But you do need to have the best record get the home game. Because if not, what else are you playing for? I just look at it, I'm like, this is dumb. Again, does Detroit deserve to go? Probably not. I mean, they'd be 9-8 at best, right?
Yeah.
Blair says, I want the overall better team in the playoffs. But there's also this thing, right? And I come across this a lot. In every sport, I can make the case why the regular season is irrelevant and why nothing you do in those 17, 82, 162 mean anything when it comes to the postseason. In football specifically, your schedule matters, right? You look at the Patriots schedule and the Broncos schedule compared to other teams. Yeah, they're taking advantage of the schedule that they have, and good for them. It's not their fault. But that doesn't mean that the 13 wins that the Pats get were of higher quality than the 9 that Green Bay got, in theory.
Okay.
Right. This is not the CFP. This is not college football. I'm not making that case. And I don't know. I'm not giving you a better way of doing it. What I'm saying is, just because you won a bunch of regular season games does not mean jack next week.
I hear you, Brian. I like to see the better teams in also, but it's just the way they structured it. It's the incentive to winning the division. They put a big deal in the division, and that's the award you get for winning your division.
Well, they got to sell T-shirts.
And I mean, listen, do you have any stats? How often have we seen this? I know it's been a handful.
It's been a minute, right? I mean, but even a couple years ago, there's always this thing, right, where
it happens.
You're better off, the 5 seeds where you want to be, because you get the weakest division championship. And how often do we see the 5 seed with a better record than the 4? I mean, that happens all the time.
Yeah.
So again, if you're going to have that automatic bid, okay, we can have that discussion, fine. But is that the team that you want hosting the game? Gotcha. Given that home field does matter more in football than other places.
I mean, if it hasn't changed now, it's never going to change.
I agree. No, and it's only going to get worse.
Yeah.
It is only.
I mean, like we said, how often does it happen? How bad that division was just god awful this year. I mean, it doesn't happen very often. At least you get
the division was bad. Doesn't that make it worse that Tampa was only 8-9? Because you got 6 games in your division.
Yeah, and they got off to a crazy hot start. So yeah, I mean, you're getting 2 teams that are going to be in that are just flip flop. You know what I mean?
I mean, the AFC we'll talk about, but the AFC I think less so. But still, in any event, tomorrow is Black Monday. Since 1966, there have been an average of 6-7. Which if my son was here, he would do this. An average of 6 to 7 head coaches change every year. We've already seen 2. Tennessee and the Giants have already made their firing. They're hiring, but they've done their firing. In your opinion, if we go around the league, who's getting fired, who should get fired but won't, and also potentially who will get fired but shouldn't? If you look around, if you look around the NFL, right? We'll just go team by team. I feel that that's easier. We'll go division by division for what the hell. All right, in the AFC East, obviously Mike Vrabel might win Coach of the Year. If the Bills don't win the Super Bowl, I want Sean McDermott fired.
Wow.
I think we've seen enough.
I hear you, Brian, but I don't think that'll happen.
If it's not this year, I don't know when it ever is ever going to be. I've been saying that for Buffalo for 6 weeks.
So your Super Bowl or bust?
Yeah, 100%.
Their AFC Championship loss.
It doesn't.
Is a Super Bowl or bust?
There is no Patrick Mahomes. There is no Joe Burrow. Might not even be Lamar Jackson.
Do you fire a coach that's been there and had success going into a new stadium? You just do a total. You think any thought process behind that?
Sean McDermott is the 4th longest tenured head coach in the league, behind only Tomlin,
Harbaugh,
and Reed. Tomlin's won a Super Bowl. Harbaugh's won a Super Bowl. Andy's won 3. Sean McVay, same year, won a Super Bowl. Kyle Shanahan, same year, has not, but they've been to 2 Super Bowls. At what point do you say, you know what? It ain't you, buddy. I think he is one of the primary reasons that team has not won. I do. I think he's an idiot. I think he is a product of his environment more than any coach in the league. I think he's Barry Switzer. I think he's Barry Switzer on a bad team, or on a team that doesn't win. I shouldn't say bad team.
Listen, I wouldn't be surprised if Buffalo wants to shift gears, go with an offensive-minded coach, try to switch it up. I wouldn't be surprised, but I don't know. I think just the situation they're in, like I said, moving into a new stadium and all that other stuff. And I mean, it really depends on Josh Allen. I'm sure the organization is going to turn to him and ask him. So, I mean, I think there's a lot there. I think it's going to, we're going to see how they perform in the playoffs.
Tony Quigley is not a fan of Facebook, Meta, whatever it's called. Miami.
I've been saying this. He's not getting fired. I think he'll be. I've been saying this. I think he's going to stay.
I mean, you look at their schedule, right? So like they've kind of come on a little bit towards the end. So
they had a couple little streaks. They
went on a 4-game win streak, and then they lost in Pittsburgh, and then they beat Tampa. Joe, Buffalo's defense is a liability, but isn't he a defensive head coach? Wasn't he a defensive coordinator in Philly?
True.
Right.
True.
So like that, but that's him, right? So like it's not even why. Okay, so but that's you, right? Like if you're the defense, if Andy Reid goes somewhere and they can't score points, that's an Andy Reid problem. So the defense should apply the same. I'm not disagreeing with you, Joe. What I'm saying is I think that furthers the point.
Yeah, I mean Josh Allen masks a lot of their defense.
Yeah. The Jets. So Aaron's got 1 year. They're 3-13.
He's going to get one more year.
I don't think you kind of have to.
Yeah, I mean, they're going to obviously draft a quarterback. I don't know what their position is right now. Where are they at right now?
The draft? At today's moment, the New York Jets entered the day with the 3rd overall pick in the draft.
I mean, they might not even go quarterback because, to be honest with you, there's not many this year. And next year in college football is going to be a year for quarterbacks. Definitely next year, there's going to be a handful of quarterbacks coming out that are going to be really good. So maybe the Jets just, pivot and draft back and maybe try to pick, one of these guys somebody off in free agency. I think that'll be the plan. But yeah, he's got to get one more year, I believe.
The game tonight features the 2 longest tenured coaches in the NFL. I do not think at any point either of them are fired. That does not mean that both will be back. Tomlin's been hot and cold over the last couple of years. Harbaugh may just have gone through the string there. I mean, they've won, haven't won in a while, but they've won.
I find it hard to fire either of these guys, man. They're such good coaches. They really are. You're not going to find many better coaches than this.
But are they? Or are they living off?
I think
are they living off what they were?
I mean,
look,
still good
Baltimore's not done jack in a number of years, and they've had good teams. And Pittsburgh, I've made this case forever. Yeah, that's great. You win 9-10 games every year. That's awesome. You are in purgatory forever because you're never good enough to win. You're never bad enough to draft high.
Listen, it's like basketball, living in the MJ days. You're going against Patrick Mahomes. I mean, these guys they couldn't get it done. They're like the Knicks of the 90s, Pacers of the 90s. They couldn't beat MJ. And, and he just outlived them. So, and now their candle is like blowing out all of them. So, I don't know. I love these 2 coaches, but does their voice fall on deaf ear?
Right.
Yeah. I mean, you saw Andy Reid. He left. If he leaves somewhere, I guess, I don't know. It'll be a major, major decision. Like franchise, like, altering decisions.
Hey, look at this guy.
Hey, Mike.
Mike, good morning.
Bear down, baby. I had to come on. Anthony's on.
I think they both stay, Brian. I think it's more maybe we'll talk about another time the quarterbacks situation.
That's we'll go there.
In Baltimore. You know what I mean?
Mike, we're going division by division. What coaches might get fired? Zach Taylor and the Bengals 6-10. The Bengals have underachieved. A lot of that's been due to injury over the years. Your thoughts on Zach Taylor? Is he back?
Brian, I think Zach Taylor's going to stay. I think
he's back just for the simple reason you lost your franchise.
Is there an audio delay, Mike?
Am I on delay?
I think you're on delay. Get out and go back in.
I think I'm on an audio
You are.
delay. I'm trying to fix that now.
All right, go ahead.
Yeah, I think Taylor's going to come back.
Yeah, I'm getting myself off and I'll come back in.
Dealt with too many injuries with Burrow. I think when they have to repair themselves on defense. They got to find a defense, and they got to stay healthy. Defense, offensive line. We talk about it all the time. That's how they got to build a football team. I think he's a good coach. Offensively, he's a good coach. I'm assuming he has a good rapport with Joe Burrow. I mean, that's the most important thing. So,
I think if Joe wants him gone, he's gone. I think if Joe wants him to stay, he'll stay.
Sure, absolutely.
And you could say a lot of that. These quarterbacks end up kind of running things more than maybe they should.
Well, they're getting paid so much money.
Yeah,
they can walk around with their chest puffed out a little bit. You know what I mean?
Kevin Stefanski. Kevin Stefanski is 44-56. I don't know if this is actually a live number or not, but it's on Wikipedia. Been there 2 playoff berths since 2020. It's the Browns.
I mean, how can you blame this guy for anything? It's just I don't. The stuff
Chris, Tony Quigley is at the Cowboys-Giants game, where you couldn't pay me $1,000 to go in this weather to watch meaningless football. That is where Tony Quigley is.
True diehard fan right there.
Yeah, absolutely not. I'm gonna go pay money to watch Dak Prescott play football. It doesn't even matter in the cold. F that. Stefanski.
I just think he's gone through so much. I mean, you get with the Watson and the injuries and all these quarterbacks. I think he's a good coach. I just, like you said, it's Cleveland. It's just been a disaster. I don't know. I don't see him. I don't see them letting him go. I think they're gonna stick with Sanders, and they're gonna have a whole offseason with Sanders, and I think they're gonna move forward that way.
In the AFC South, look, Liam Cohen's been awesome. Trevor Lawrence has been awesome. I think I've been a little, that's been helpful. I don't think D'Amico Ryan's going anywhere no matter what happens. But then you get to Shane Steichen in Indianapolis. It's not his fault what happened. If anything, you could say he had a great year because, they were there and then they weren't.
He made Daniel Jones an early MVP candidate. We were all talking about it. What were they, 7-2? They went to that game playing the Chiefs, I believe. And that's the game they lost. And then it was kind of all downhill from there.
Yep.
That was a close game in which actually we're talking about coaching was miscoached because they didn't run Jonathan Taylor all that game. It was a poorly managed game. I mean, the whole Richardson pick again sets back an organization. We're seeing it happen. You know what I mean? I was on board with their move to go get Sauce, to go all in. I know you were iffy and didn't really like it, but I thought it was a good move. I thought they had a complete team. But I mean, the Richardson pick really cost this team, and now they're going to be scrambling for a quarterback for years. You know what I mean? I mean, Daniel Jones, what are you going to get out of him? You need a year of recovery.
Yeah.
At least, Then you got Leonard as your backup. What are you going to do? This team's set back. You can't bring Richardson back and actually try to play him, can you? You have to try to develop this guy to save face? I think that they're in real trouble. They're in real trouble.
Yeah.
They do not have a quarterback.
Right, Mike's having audio issues. So
man. Yeah, I mean, they do not have a quarterback. So
they don't.
I don't know how you fire a coach with no quarterback. You got to give them something.
It's a shitty situation, right? Because again, I didn't like the all-in move for a corner, right? Like if you're gonna go give up ones, go get. To me, I just think you can get that elsewhere. You don't need to. It wasn't exactly Jamal Adams, but it reminded me of Jamal Adams. And maybe it's because you get that semi, overpayment for a guy in your secondary. I didn't like it. I understood it, but I would have gone all in differently. It's not the reason where I would have gone. Tennessee's job is open, not a lot there. Sean Payton might get a street named after him in Denver, so it's definitely not there. Name for Harbaugh with the Chargers. Andy Reid will leave. That's when he damn well pleases. And then Pete Carroll's probably getting fired.
I think they do the Pete Carroll steps down out of respect deal here.
Yeah,
I think they go in and say, "Hey, Pete, I think this isn't gonna go. So let's just let's step down here, and we're gonna move on."
Transition to an advisory role within the organization.
Yeah,
which involves him being advised on where the best pools are in Vegas, not anything else.
Yeah, I mean, I think I understood the hire by the Raiders. Try to change the culture, get some positive attitude in there. That's how the kind of coach he was. Maybe get some of these young guys playing up above their potential, but just didn't happen. I mean, Geno Smith had an absolute horrible year. I think the guy's pushing 20 interceptions this year, close to it. So an absolute disaster.
Did you know that Sam Darnold has 20 turnovers too?
Really? Oh, yeah.
That's a stat.
Yeah, I believe his last 9 games, he had 9 interceptions, 9 touchdowns. I think that was the stat I saw. Plus all his fumbles. Well, he had what do you have? A 4 interception game, 5 interception
One of the he had one of those
those
nights.
games.
You
Yeah,
try to forget.
yeah. It was the Rams game.
Yeah.
Rams game, their first Rams game. Yep.
Nick Sirianni's a moron, but I guess he'll keep his job. I don't think anything changes with Dallas. I don't think anything changes with Dan Quinn, and I think the Giants are not making. There's opening there, right? So there's nothing there.
Yeah.
Ben Johnson is probably he may never need to buy a drink in
not yet.
in the Chicagoland area. I mean, even as it is, right? I've always wondered how really good Matt LaFleur is and how much of it's just been like in the situation he's been in. I don't know that they make a coaching change. I think it might be discussed, but I don't think anything happens there.
Yeah.
Kevin O'Connell, I just feel like, again, I think that you can fix JJ McCarthy. I think that people forget this is his real rookie season.
Yeah.
So to me, like the calls for like just dumping, like cut off your whatever, I don't think that makes any sense. I just don't think so. I think when you put that kind of pick into a kid, and especially O'Connell's the one who says, teams fail kid quarterbacks before quarterbacks fail teams.
Gotcha. Next year he'll be under pressure though.
Yes, 100%. I could not agree more. Yeah, you got to show something next year. Absolutely.
He's going to have $100+ million wide receiver breathing down his neck every week. You could see it coming. So next year it's going to be the boiling point because you saw it coming this year. I think Jefferson kept his cool. I think he played it well, unlike like someone like AJ Brown. But Justin Jefferson did absolutely nothing this year, and that's a huge issue.
Yeah.
So you have to get that rapport with a quarterback, or it's going to be one of those seasons where that wide receiver is just going to be on your ass every week, and then you're going to be out the door. That's how you see it all the time.
Dan Campbell.
Nah, we talked about this. I
think he's a fraud. I do. I always have. I always watched. Look, I'm in group chats. Oh, the chart says you got to do this and go on again. You have a 47% probability of going on further. I don't care, right? This is not John Madden football. No matter how people want to make it John Madden football, the aggressiveness of always going for it and like this is who we are. Yeah, that's great when you make it. If not, who you are is a horrible gambler.
Yeah, I mean that's you live by the gun, you die by the gun, But listen, I think you've had to play football to know a guy like Dan Campbell. Like he's just a player's coach. He's a guy's guy. I think guys really play for him, and I think we spoke about this last week. This guy needs to find his coordinators, and that's how that team's got to be run. Dan Campbell's the guy, and then he lets his coordinators do his thing, and he coaches the game. I'm okay with I'm okay with the gambling. I mean, to me, it's a fee. I don't know if he goes by percentages or it's more feel. I would be more of a feel guy. But
I don't think Dan Campbell can use a calculator, so I don't think that's.
Listen, the year before he was winning. This year he didn't. It's just last year looked great. They were getting those fourth downs. This year they didn't. And I just think they got they got depleted on defense. I think their defense really hurt them this year again. And like you said, they could have 9 wins and not be in.
I think Dave Canal is probably pretty safe in Carolina. They pretty much exceeded expectations. I don't know necessarily the same about Todd Bowles, right? I think, I think it's prime time, like especially if they don't get in. I think that's a good excuse. I think if they don't get into that, especially the way the team kind of faltered at the end there.
Yep,
I could totally see that.
I agree.
Raheem Morris.
I don't think he's gonna last.
I don't either.
I don't think so. I just don't think. I think they underachieved. I thought that division was theirs actually to win this year.
I thought they tremendously underachieved.
Absolutely, yeah.
Because they should have been in a playoff hunt. I mean, look, you can win 9, not get in. Like okay, like whatever, like things happen. I've been extremely critical of the way that team's been drafted, which is not a Raheem Morris problem by any means, but
No.
they drafted it as backwards. Right? You go get your skill players, then get a quarterback who may or may not actually hit. You don't invest enough in your offensive line to protect that quarterback. You then spend spend next year's one to bring a defense, which he's been fine, hasn't worked out. The LA is going to have a top half pick on that.
Yeah,
it would have been higher.
Yeah.
I think the writing might be on the wall there.
Yeah, I mean, you got to develop. It's the quarterback again. It's the quarterback. You got to develop the quarterback. And Kirk Cousins hasn't played like horrible. So
No.
you wonder how is this team with a full season of Kirk Cousins? So, yeah.
Kellen Moore's probably safe, right? He just got there. Obviously, there's no change in Seattle, San Fran, or Los Angeles, but Arizona, there has been some talk that they're not going to make a change, that you were going to continue to see Jonathan Gannon. I don't know how to read that. I mean, they're in my next topic, which we'll talk about. They'll probably lead with them. What do you think? They've done nothing, and they've underachieved.
Yeah, I mean they have talent. It's just again we talk about the common denominator in this league. It's the quarterback. Quarterback stinks. Kyler Murray's not good, and he's held this organization back because when you got a guy like Brissett come in, who's not a guy who lights up the world, not a guy who has the greatest talent. But when he comes in and you actually look a lot better offensively, you have some structure. I mean, it says a lot for the quarterback that you just pushed all in on. So again, a quarterback issue.
Yeah.
Like, how do you get rid of this quarterback that you spent all this money on, and how do you improve at that position? I mean, they got depleted at running back this year. They lost all their running backs, I believe, at one point this year. So, I mean, they had no running game. Brissett, like I said, came in. He was throwing the ball 40 sometimes a game. I mean, you found someone in Wilson. Harrison, I mean, a talent, but it hurt all year. Totally underachieved. You got a stud tight end. Defense played well at times. Again, it's the quarterback. It's tough. It goes all on the coach's shoulders. But when you do not have consistent quarterback play, you're always on the hot seat.
Will Kyler Murray be back next year?
I think he stays. What do you do? What do you do? How do you get rid of him?
Yeah, I don't think so. This is the part where we're probably getting ahead of ourselves. We'll get into the cap situation, I think, over the summer, or at least
I don't even know how you address that issue without getting totally screwed.
Yeah, that deal next year has a huge guarantee. I mean, they're stuck next year. The year after that, they're not.
We're going to see another year of this guy taking a shotgun snap, running left, right, and just throwing it out of bounds. I feel like that's every time I watch the guy play.
All right, let's see if Mike's functional.
All right, can you hear me now?
Hey.
Can you hear us at the exact time we're talking?
I can hear. I can't see the screen that well, but I can hear you guys.
You know what we look like. It's fine.
That's right. So I'm on my cell phone. I had an issue over here with the mic, but
all right.
Whatever.
We went through coaches. We're just talking now about what teams might make quarterback changes next year. We both agree Arizona probably would love to, but the contract says they probably can't. Raiders are going to draft one. This has windows all over it. Like, they're going to do that. I think it's pretty obvious.
Yeah.
I'm actually going to go in reverse order of the draft here. The Giants will talk about Jackson Dart maybe making a change. I don't think this is the year to do it. They're probably going to stick there.
I think they would be crazy if they did something and got rid of Jackson Dart.
I don't think it would be crazy. I think it's worth a discussion because remember, Dart was a low one. He has already, in an extremely short period of time, some injury issues that could last longer term.
Well, for what he did, Brian, though, coming in his first year without, Neighbors and without Scadaboo, I mean, he's proven that they could pass the torch to him, and he could be a guy moving in the future. They got to get an offensive line. I mean, they haven't had a line since they first drafted Saquon Barkley, so they got to get a line and some issues straightened out there.
I agree with you, Brian. I just think when you're in the front office, you always talk about things like that. You always have to you always have to talk about it.
I think you have to say, where are we? Like, look, has he played? Absolutely. It's not a shot against him, but when they took him, they didn't think they were going to draft top 3 again.
Listen,
No, but I mean, I think you could look at that and maybe trade that pick down if you want, and get a couple offensive linemen for him. I mean, draft, protect your investment now. I've said that when the Bucs drafted Jameis Winston, I was high on him, and I said protect your investment. It goes a long way, and if your quarterback's not protected, I mean, it looks awful.
Again, I mean, who are they hiring as the coach is going to be the issue.
It's true. That's
you got
true.
to match. I mean, we're seeing it this year. You have to match the coach up with the quarterback, right?
Yes.
So this is all on who they hire.
Yeah.
There's only 2 good quarterbacks this year coming out of the draft. That's it. Like I talked about earlier, Brian. Next year, there's going to be a bunch of quarterbacks that are NFL level players.
I agree. This is not the quarterback draft. No.
They don't have to jump at this, but you have to talk about it because I talked about it. It's just the way they've used them all year. The guy's had concussions. He's running the ball too much. And it's just, in my opinion, that's not good for a quarterback that you want to make your franchise quarterback. So they got to find a coach, marry him up with a coach that's going to use him properly, and that's what they're going to do. That's what they got to do.
Cleveland, I don't know. They're not going to bring anybody in. They're going to have too many guys as it is. But apparently Watson's supposed to be healthy again. I think they want to go down that road again. I don't really know. Shador is Shador. I mean,
you got to have open competition, Brian.
Yeah, I think you're probably right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you're going to have to, but I mean, I'm not a hater, but to me, Sanders is not the guy. I mean, he's hyped up to be the guy because I know he's Deion's son, but I don't think he's done that much of anything to prove that he's the guy in Cleveland. And you know what? Cleveland can't get out of their own way for years. They've been doing stuff like this. So, I mean, why wouldn't you want to get rid of Watson? Why would you want to give him another chance with this mess? I mean, but
you have to give him another chance because you got so much money invested.
Well, that's true.
You have to
get a lot of money.
You got to go into the offseason and make this an open competition between these guys. I mean, Sanders, listen, I'm not down on Sanders. He needs an offseason of coaching. He needs an offseason of being with starters. I'm not making any excuses for him, but I think he needs to be fully engaged in the program and have him be the guy. And I think he could battle with Watson to be to start there. I mean, they're going to give Watson a try. You have to. So it's going to be interesting to see. I'm not a Gabriel guy. I'm already counting Gabriel out.
Yeah.
I just don't think he'll ever cut it in the NFL as a starting quarterback. So
yeah, I agree.
No, in Washington, New Orleans, right? Tyler Shuck's been okay. Yeah, and that's a surprise.
Yeah.
Yeah. Brian, they've improved. They're not a team that's actually sucked all year really bad. You know, they've improved offensively. You see, I'm sorry, I'm drawing a blank. The coach's name,
Kellen Moore.
Kellen Moore. I mean, he's a good play caller. He's getting his quarterback to do things he needs to do. So, I mean, I think they're happy. I think that organization, could stay. They're happy with what's going on.
Yeah, I agree. In the beginning of the year, you really thought New Orleans made a bad pick with this. The kid from Shuck, but like Anthony said, he's come along. He looks like he can improve. New Orleans has their issues on defensively. They need to patch up some holes there. Get this kid a weapon or two, and who knows? New Orleans could be back in the thick of things again, and especially in that division. Where that division is terrible. I mean, they could be back in the division in no time.
I mean, you got Olave, you got Kamara.
Yeah,
you got a healthy Kamara. You got Olave. Add a couple more pieces.
I don't think anybody had them in 6 wins this year. I mean, their over under was. I mean, they're definitely went over clearly.
They're over 4.5, 5.
Yeah.
Yeah, they could win this game today. There's no
100% they could.
Absolutely.
From your lips to God's ears, Anthony.
Yeah, that's it, Mike. I forgot.
They pull it off.
Miami.
I've been on record saying I think they're going to keep McDaniel. I think he stays, and I think we've seen the last of what's his name? Tua. Yeah, because that coach don't want him. The coach does not want that quarterback. It's obvious.
Yeah, I think I'm on board with Anthony. I think if they would have got rid of him, they would have got rid of him when they needed to in season instead of coming out and saying he had the whole year. I think that was a telltale sign that they're going to go one or the other, quarterback or coach. And I don't think Tua is there next year. I think he's going to find another landing spot next year.
Here's a spicy one. Baltimore.
Go ahead, Mike. I already talked about this. Go ahead.
I think he stays. I don't think. I mean, I know. Listen, I don't even know if Jackson's going to be there anymore. I mean, I think they've. That's going to be interesting to see what happens in the offseason with him.
Harbaugh.
Harbaugh. The quarterback too, but Harbaugh I think stays. I don't think he goes anywhere. I think he's had a proven track record. He's really got to fall off the planet to really. I think next year is going to be the telltale. He's going to be on the short leash, but I don't think he goes anywhere.
Yeah, I spoke on this earlier. I think he stays also. Yeah. I just think there's issues. There is issues, but I think he's going to stay.
I mean, he's been there a long time. He's gone to a Super Bowl. He's won it. I mean, I don't know how you blow a guy out like that. They have a bad year like this and you get rid of him. So, but
we talked about the idea. I think they should give JJ McCarthy another year. People forget he didn't play last year at all. That hurt. This is his rookie year. A lot of growing pains, and he might have been a bit of a project coming out. I do trust O'Connell to be the guy to fix him, so I would at least give him next season. That would be me.
Go ahead, Dan.
Oh, yeah. Again, we spoke on this. I agree. I think he gets another shot. I think the rapport with Jefferson's really important to get this team going. So I think they give him a shot of offseason development, and got to keep him on the field. Let's be honest. The guy's been injured. He can't stay on the field. So the best ability is availability, right? So got to stay healthy for this guy to improve.
I mean, I've said before, I'm not a big JJ McCarthy fan. I think they brought him in because he's a Michigan boy and, they like him and things like that. To me, he just doesn't show me anything that, I mean, you got one of the best receivers out there in Justin Jefferson. And I get he hasn't been on the field, JJ McCarthy, for injury's sake and stuff like that. And Minnesota didn't have a down year. He also had Aaron Jones back there. Not a lot of guys can say they have two guys in the top 10 in their positions back there in, offense. Again, I'll go on record saying JJ McCarthy should get another year. I don't think he's going to be that guy that Minnesota thinks he is, but you know what? Like you said, Ant, you got to give him a chance because he was hurt. He's got to get a rapport with Jefferson. Maybe it does turn around. Maybe, I'm wrong. It's not like the first time that'll ever happen. That won't be the last time, but I don't see him being the quarterback, but you got to give him another year.
Last but not least, Pittsburgh.
I think he stays. Being their track record with coaches, I think he stays. Yeah, I mean, I don't think he's. I mean, I'm not a big fan of Tomlin, but I just don't think he's warranted in their eyes that much to get rid of him yet. He's got to have a really, really down year for them to just consider that. I mean, they've had 4 coaches in their history. I mean, that's a place really you can really screw up and really keep you a couple more years.
Quarterback though, Rodgers.
Quarterback. Yeah, I think he's got to move on. He's done.
I don't know that he's done. We'll talk about this game in a bit. I think I actually think this game is going to have a significant impact on a lot of things that happen in the offseason for both of these teams. We'll talk about that. I want to just take a quick look at, again, the playoff scenarios where they are. So in the AFC, look, a lot can change here. Denver may or may not get the 1 seed. They probably will. I look at this, right, and I say, if this is how it ends up, in theory, it would not surprise me if you see 3 teams win on the road. It would not surprise me at all.
Absolutely. It's a total toss-up, Brian. I mean, you're going to have the Bills playing the Patriots, according to this, correct?
I think the most likely scenario is that it's the Chargers because they're not playing anybody. They're going to probably lose today to the Broncos. The Chargers have nothing to play for.
I got you, yeah.
The Chargers are resting Justin Herbert. So unless you think Trey Lance goes out there and beats a Denver team that's trying to get the 1 seed, I don't think that's going to happen.
You think
that spread, Ant, is something
it's like 2 touchdowns.
Touchdown spread. Yeah. So let's assume
touchdowns,
Denver
yeah.
wins. So the Chargers would probably drop, assuming that the Bills win their game, which again, they're playing the Jets.
They're
so
also
yeah.
double digit.
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay. There's that. So let's swap the Chargers and Bills here. That would mean the Chargers go to New England, the Bills go to Jacksonville, and then the Texans go to Pittsburgh/Baltimore. And again, I maintain there could easily be 3 road wins there.
Jeez.
You're going to have 3, 11, 12 win teams in the wild card.
I'm just wow, yeah. That Bills Jacksonville matchup.
That's not good for Jacksonville.
No.
I'm a Trevor guy. That's not good for Jacksonville.
You don't. No, I don't think that's good for the Bills.
No, I agree.
Not ideal for Jacksonville either.
I think Jacksonville's a complete football team. I mean, I think that's a problem for the Bills. I really do. They could run the ball. They could pass the ball. They have a really good defense. That's a bad draw, in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree with Ann 100%. I don't think that's a team that Buffalo wants to run into. Jacksonville is just rolling on all cylinders right now from, getting Jacoby Myers. What a, breath of fresh air that was to get that, to get him in the system. I mean, he's having an awesome time with Jacksonville. I mean, they are a complete team defensively and offensively. Etienne's playing well. A lot of these guys, I just don't think that's a good matchup for the Bill at all either.
It's so up in the air. It's the Patriots would have to play the Chargers.
You're going to, in theory, you're going to get Drake May versus Justin Herbert.
Yep.
And Trevor Lawrence against Josh Allen. Those are great quarterback matchups.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to that.
You know what? I'm going to throw this out there to you guys. I know they are the top 2 teams in the AFC, but to me, Denver and New England are 2 kind of really tough teams to think about because you got quarterbacks in there that are very inexperienced in a playoff position. And, people are going to be gunning for them. And this is the NFL playoffs. How do you think they're both going to move forward through the playoffs? Do you think they're going to be as good as they were regular season, or are they going to struggle a little bit?
I have more concern with Denver.
Next, yeah.
Because he's gone through stretches in games where he has not looked good.
Yep.
And they are and their defense, we well know that they're very good.
Yep.
So quarterback play, I'm more concerned with Denver. But you're right, Mike, that both inexperienced. I think they're going to rely a lot on their coaching experience and how the game's going to be called.
I mean, to me, Jacksonville's in the driver's seat. Jacksonville, to me, is they've been there before. They've experienced it with Trevor Lawrence. He's a guy that's been in the league for a while now. He knows how to maneuver through the playoffs if he needs to. I just think they're in the driver's seat right now. So
I look at Denver and I say, do they want to see the Chargers?
No.
Division foe, probably not. No.
Let's okay. If the Bills go, I mean, again. This is the whole point here. You're not seeing like 8, 9 win teams at the wild card here. These teams would win divisions most years.
Yeah.
So I know it seems like it's jumbled, but it's also top heavy jumbled. Like all of these teams are just because the bottom was so bad.
I want to see Baltimore get in. Baltimore looks so much better in that 4 spot than the Steelers. I want to see it. I do. You have to. If you get Lamar in, get Derrick Henry in. NFL wants.
Yeah, up against the Houston Texans defense, sure, all day. Okay.
I'd rather see that than them play in Pittsburgh. It'll be Pittsburgh might score 3 points.
NFC. All right, we know Seattle's there. We know the 1. We know the 7. What we don't know is the middle of everything else, right? So the Bears or Eagles will be 2, 3. They can flop. Tampa or Carolina is going to be 4. They can flop. The Niners will be the 6. If the Rams win, which they should. So here's, I guess, the likely matchups, right? You should get Bears, Packers. You should get Eagles, Niners, and then fill in the blank Rams. And again, it would not. You're gonna hate me. It would not shock me if you get 3 road wins in the NFC as well. The Green Bay was just in Chicago, and they had them.
Right,
they
I don't
had
want
them.
to see it. I don't want to see it. It's typical. It's I'm either gonna get Green Bay or San Francisco. I think I want San Francisco in Chicago. I don't want to see Green Bay again because
But the game they just played, that was a classic.
I'll take that over fucking playing our hated rivals in the playoff game and watching them destroy my life.
I mean, and not for nothing. I know how this obviously is set up and how it works, but it's so amazing to me, even being a North-South guy, NFC South guy, that an 8-9 team would, if they get in, they would host.
We
the
talked
Rams.
about it. Yeah, I'm not a fan.
I can't wrap my head around that. It's unbelievable that the LA Rams, as good as they've played all year and dominated teams, would have to say head to Tampa Bay to play an 8-9 team. That just blows my mind. It's unbelievable.
And Mike, in your defense, I don't think that's an easy game for the Rams. I think if you catch Tampa Bay on a day maybe where they get hot, and they have the skilled players. I mean, I think
they do. But the problem with the Buccaneers right now, flat out, is their secondary is absolutely dreadful. I mean, I saw guys in that game yesterday that I had no freaking clue who they were. Morrison, and they were just getting beat and beat. They got beat on that fourth down near the end of the game, where we're supposed to stay in front of guys, keep guys in front of you, and they let the guy beat. I mean, that's what scares me the most about them. They are a big play defense, and they're just getting torched on big plays right now. And I don't know if they can keep up with the Rams. That'd be the problem.
Yeah. So.
I mean, pick a favorite. Honestly.
To be honest, Brian, I don't feel confident that the Bears are going to win this game today, but they have to win. They can't lose 2 games going into the playoffs. But this is not an easy game against Detroit, so I am not counting this as an easy victory today. I am definitely. They beat the Bears 52-21 in the beginning of the season. This Bears defense is my major concern, and there's nothing wrong with this Rams offense right now. If you're not getting pressure on them, it's a wrap. So this game is not a W.
Matt Isle says the Niners cannot come into Philly and win. Stop it. They just put up 3 at home against Seattle. I
mean, come on.
That's a divisional game. Okay.
Seattle is no slouch when it comes to defense. They showed why they are the top of the NFC yesterday. I mean, that game was supposed to be a high scoring game, but a better game than it was. Seattle the Niners couldn't do anything.
I will tell you that.
Do anything.
I think the Eagles are happy that they're probably not getting the Rams.
Yeah.
I mean, the Rams are a high scoring team. They got a good defense. I mean, you got to keep up with them. I mean, Nakua, he's the guy you can't cover. You double team him, and he still gets open. And then, you got – is Devontae coming back?
I was going to say, like they've kind of fallen off a little bit, but a lot of that's simply because their offense has not been the same.
They've
been in those games, right? Like listen, by the way, I don't care about what the NFL rules are. Puka Nakua caught that ball in Atlanta.
Oh, absolutely.
I don't
100%.
care. Okay,
100%.
so I think back constantly to like these frame by frame things we have these days. And I think back like 30 years ago, that was a catch. That was a touchdown. What the game is completely different because of it.
Yeah,
but,
like when they spot the ball in the inch yard line because the guy's knee.
Or the note card. Remember the note card?
Back in the day, that was just raise your hand as a touchdown. No talks.
I remember this play where the guy like goes up with it, comes down, drops the ball. It's a touchdown. Like they caught the ball. So that was, neither here nor there.
Brian, real quick, Brian, getting back to your point. I mean, I think you got 3 teams in this. No offense, Ant, but I think you got Seattle, San Fran, and the Rams. And Seattle already showed they could beat the Niners. I think Seattle's the top out of the NFC.
I mean, look, Seattle would love if it was Tampa or Carolina coming in, but that's not going to happen.
No.
Seattle went from having to go to these teams to getting a bye, which essentially was a bye anyway. Again, there's going to be a lot to go over there, which we'll start talking about next week. Obviously, it'll be pretty fascinating.
Well, Darnold had a bye last time, and how'd that work out? So,
game of the day in the NFC South involves nobody's going anywhere. The 6-10 Saints at the 7-9 Falcons, who are laying 3.5. If the Saints win, the Buccaneers win the NFC South. If the Falcons win, the Panthers win the NFC South. If you are a wrestling fan, you may remember at WrestleMania 23, there was a match in between Bobby Lashley and Umaga. And what happened was Vince McMahon's guy was Umaga, and Donald Trump's guy was Bobby Lashley. This was way before Trump got political. Don't talk about that. Anyway, and it was a hair versus hair match. And if your guy lost, they would shave your head. And obviously, Trump's guy won because Trump didn't shave his head. And obviously, it was going to be Vince McMahon shaving his head. But anyway, the point here is there were a lot of rooting interest going on, and they have no control over anything. And you know what? If I'm the Saints and I want to stick it to the Bucs, you know what? Here, go in the end zone. Take the touchdown. I don't even care. Like, a lot of things are going to happen in this game. It's fascinating to me how they do it. I don't know. Look, Atlanta's at home. Atlanta sucks. The Saints have come on. They won 4 in a row. I don't know. I know where Mike's rooting interest is. I get that, but it's a tough game to read. It's just funny. I don't know how else to say it.
It is funny. It's funny. This is a tough one. I see the 3.5, Mike. I'm going to take the Saints at plus 3.5. I think the Falcons are going to win this game, though, coming off that Rams win. I think they're running a little heater with Kirk Cousins. But I'm rooting for you, buddy. I hope Tampa Bay gets in. I'd rather see that than Carolina, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I am rooting for the Saints. I mean, I love the Bucs, and I'm hoping they get in. I don't think the Panthers or the Bucs are going far in this playoffs at all. But when it comes to the game, I'll take the Saints with the 3.5, just because I think it's going to be a close game. And like you, I think Atlanta will win this game. And when you look at the Saints, and I know at this time of year guys are playing for their jobs, but you got to look at the Saints. If they win this game, they go what? They go up to like 9 or 10 in the draft. They lose this game, I mean, they're down to like 4 or 5. So from that standpoint, why would you try hard to win this game? If it comes and you beat Atlanta,
True.
Okay, your team's improving. You go into the offseason that you're getting better and things like that. Guys save their jobs, I guess, for now and then. You know, their coach looks good and stuff like that. But like I said, in the same sense, you get a higher draft pick. But I think Atlanta does win this game, but I'll take the Saints with the 3.5.
Mike, let me ask this question. I'm back. I'm asking for a reason. Do you want Todd Bowles back as head coach?
No.
Okay. Do you think Tampa Bay would win against the Rams or Niners next week?
No.
Okay.
I think the Bucs are really kicking themselves in the ass now because they let Liam Cohn go.
Probably.
And they just thought that Bowles would be the guy, and
so
he's terrible time management, and he's not the guy. He's not.
Here's my question: would you rather the Falcons win to get Bowles fired, or would you rather the Saints win to get a playoff game, which you think they're going to win anyway, and might keep his job? So the 3D
Saints win only because I don't think Bowles keeps his job. I think the only way Bowles keeps his job is if they go to the Super Bowl and win it, which we all know is not going to happen. I think Bowles is on chopping block. I mean, they lost to the Saints.
Yeah.
They lost 4 games this year in the last 3 minutes of the game. They lost to the Saints. They lost to the Dolphins. They lost to some bad teams. They should have beat the Eagles in the last second interception. They have had a rough year this year, the Bucs, and I just don't think when you got to get rid of somebody, you're not going to get rid of Baker. They like Baker for what he's done with injuries. So I think Bowles is done.
I mean, they fell into Baker, but not.
Yeah, I mean Baker's been good for them. So
that's probably obvious. That's your big game at 1 p.m., right?
Yes.
The Jags are highly likely to win the AFC South. They are a 13.5-point favorite against the visiting Titans, who have won 3 games. Jacksonville can finish 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, or 7. It's going to be fun. If they win, they clinch AFC South. If they win and both the Pats and Broncos lose, they get the 2 seed. If one of them loses. If they win and they both lose, they get the 1 seed. That's probably not going to happen, right? So we think Jacksonville's probably going to win this game. Usually 2 touchdown favorites win their games. But the other teams are favorites too. Again, Jacksonville, it's probably, somebody on this show for the past, I don't know, like 4 years has been saying, you know what, if Trevor Lawrence could just get some competent goddamn coaching, my God, he'd be fine. Yeah. And there was an idiot who got there the first year and somebody on the spectrum on the second year and the 3 through 4 with Doug Peterson. That's not an insult, by the way. I don't mean it that way. He's just not that good. They won a Super Bowl, not because of him. The point is, Liam Cohen has changed the trajectory of the Jaguars, and he has unlocked Trevor Lawrence. The talent was always there, right? So Jacksonville's going to win today. They're probably going to be the 3 seed, which I don't think bodes overly well for the 6-seeded Buffalo Bills. That's going to be a hell of a game if that's the game that we get.
I hope so. That's going to be, like I said, I don't think that bodes well for the Bills. I kind of like Jacksonville in that game, but we'll see. We're going to see if 2 really good quarterbacks. A couple things in this game. I'm looking at guys with incentives today. I see Tony Pollard needs 60-plus yards to make some cash today. I like him to achieve that. I also like some backups today. I like Tootin today for Jacksonville to score a touchdown. Get him at plus 265. I think that's going to be a theme today. A lot of backup guys scoring today. I'm looking into that. So I like those 2 plays today in this game.
Yeah, I saw the same stat you did, Ann, about the Pollard thing. The only thing that scares me a little bit is Jacksonville is pretty much the number 1 team against the run in the league. So a little concerned about that. But I do like the Tootin thing. I just found out about that now from you. Yeah, I like that. I like Jacoby Myers' receptions today. Over 4.5. The guy's been getting ridiculous receptions and targets from Lawrence, so I definitely like that. I'll take Jacksonville with the 13.5. It is a big number, but you know what? Jacksonville has something to prove today, and I just think the Titans have pretty much given up. I just think Jacksonville's going to pull away in this one. It doesn't even matter. I'll lay it 13.5.
With the Denver game being late, I would assume Jacksonville would play their guys fully.
Yes.
Yeah. That's
maybe.
what I'm looking
at.
I
mean, maybe, right? Because it doesn't.
I'm trying to figure that out today, too. What's going, if you're going to be making any plays today, betting wise, try to figure out who's going to be in these games all day.
And this is a great point. Jay, I've been saying this for weeks. Allen's got the clearest path, and they could lose in the first round.
Yep. Yeah.
But there's just the big quarterbacks are not in his way. That doesn't mean anything, which again is why if this doesn't go their way, I am firing Sean McDermott the next day. He might not even be allowed on the plane. If they go in, and again, it's not, you lose to Jacksonville in the playoffs on the road? Okay. Again, it doesn't matter. That's, I guess, what I'm trying
Josh
to say.
Allen's going to have his Superman cape for this, this playoffs because he has no help besides Cook.
The Houston Texans, with a Jacksonville loss and an expected win today, would win the AFC South. If they lose and both the Chargers and Bills win, with the Chargers playing Trey Lance, Buffalo would then drop to 7 to go visit New England. I'm sure everyone would love that. Houston is a 10-point favorite in this game. Jason's an Eagles fan, loves Josh Allen, but this year with that team is nerve-wracking. Yeah,
sure.
It is. I hear you. I completely agree. This is a game where Jacksonville's, they keep their eye on it, but they don't really care. The Texans are going to win, but Jacksonville controls their own destiny. Houston has the best defense in football. That's going to be a problem for whoever wins the AFC North in the first round.
Absolutely.
And that may be a problem for Denver if that's the way that goes. The point is that again, to Jay's point, it's the clearest path because it's so wide open that you try and look for a team to elevate above the rest of them. Now that there's no Mahomes, there's no Burrow, maybe no Lamar. We'll see where it goes. But yeah, the Bills are going to regret not getting home field in the division. The Bills will regret not, and they've had games, Ant Mike. They've had some games.
Oh, we know.
You're like,
we know.
What in the world? Like, this is going to cost you later type thing, whether that was the loss in Atlanta or the loss in Miami or last week.
Yeah.
Right. We talk about Sean McDermott, right? Why are you going for 2? Why?
I didn't get that at all. I really didn't.
The Eagles could do nothing offensively that second half. They didn't play the pass.
Well,
Right.
and now, Brian, with that point, real quick, is it just me or are a lot of coaches? I mean, a lot of coaches this year getting really over aggressive this year.
Yeah, they put mad.
No,
I mean,
maybe
on
his
fourth downs, on 2-point conversions, it's off the charts this year.
Maybe his quarterback wanted to go for it. Listen, the quarterback could easily go up to the coach and say, "We're going," and the coach could be like,
"But you got to be the adult in the room."
I mean, he was open.
Listen, the play was there. The quarterback didn't make the play.
Yeah, he was there. He just missed the throw. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Jay says, which is not going to be a popular comment, but that indicates what the offseason might look like, that he would start Huntley. Lamar's not a winner and won't be. That's tough. Look, I'm not disagreeing with your premise that they're not going to win with Lamar Jackson. I don't know that anybody else has a chance to win than Lamar Jackson. And we'll talk about this game, Jay, at the end here. That game tonight's going to the reverberations might just be massive on both sides. Easiest excuse this week is Lamar is 100%. Okay. I mean, you mean just tonight? Well, I don't know about that. Do you mean tonight or do you mean the rest of the way? Because that's two very different things.
Yeah.
But fair. In this game, we all agree Houston wins, move on. I mean,
yes.
the Colts are playing.
Yeah, I'd buy that if you're going to take it, buy that hook 9.5.
Yeah.
I actually like the under in this game as well. I think I don't think the Colts do that much at all.
36-0 Houston. Is that what you're looking at?
Yeah, more than likely. I mean, this defense is going to shut down Riley Leonard. I mean, I don't see him having a phenomenal game against one of the best defenses in football.
We could see football history today. If the New York Jets do not get interception today, they will be the first team since 1933 when they started tracking interceptions to not have a single interception all year.
And their coach
that's fair. That's fair.
And their coach is a DB guy. Is a former DB.
History might be made.
Well, let's see if Josh Allen wants to sling it around and throw it to him. I doubt that's going to happen.
I doubt that's going to happen. They hate the Jets. they you know what? They might run the ball if you play in the second half just to avoid that.
Yeah. The Jets don't want to win this game. So
yeah, and I'm on board with Anthony. I like Buffalo. Actually, believe it or not, I know it's another low under, but I like the under in this game too. I just don't think the Jets have nothing. Prop bet for you. Falk has he hits the second field goal today. He gets an incentive of $100,000. So I like the over 1.5 on his field goals today.
The most bet prop is that Miles to break the record. Think it happens? Yeah, I would think so. I mean,
does he lay down again?
I don't think he lays down, but I mean, the Bengals offensive line is a disaster, has been a disaster all year, is the primary reason that Joe keeps getting hurt and these things keep falling off the tracks. If you put Joe Burrow behind the Eagles offensive line, the team does not lose. The team might not even trail a game. The protection matters, guys. This is as much, and I say this all the time, as much as everyone keeps trying to change it, this will always be a game that is won and lost in the trenches.
Hey, first hand up here. I see it this year. Bears offensive line is one of the best in the league.
Look at the differences. Look at the differences.
Yep. Went from being sacked 70 times to less than 20.
I know, my guy. Look, they won 13 games. Wow. How about that?
Oh, yeah.
Speaking of those Bears, they have a game today. They're hosting the Lions, and Ben Johnson is going to want to get that record for Caleb Williams. He needs 270 passing yards to become the first Bears quarterback in the history of the Professional Football League to have 4,000 yards in a season. The only team to never have that. Ben Johnson wants that. I fully anticipate they're going to air it out for that record. Now, Ant, would you rather play Green Bay, LA, or San Francisco?
What a death row that is, Ant.
It is. I mean, listen, to be all honest, I don't want to see Green Bay, but then I do. I mean, I believe they're the wounded team coming into these playoffs. So if anything, we could take advantage of that. But then being a division rival coming to our place scares the shit out of me, and us losing just in typical Bears fashion. So, listen, I'm just excited to play anybody. I couldn't sit here beginning of the season and say we got a home playoff game this year, a home playoff game after going 0-2 to start the year. So, I mean, I'm playing with house money. I feel good. I feel like this team's going to be in every game with their offense. So bring on anybody, man. I'm just feeling good. I just can't wait to watch some playoff football. It's been so long, man.
Jay referring to your quarterback as a clown. Do you want to respond to that?
Dude is a clown, and honestly, no. I mean, I don't know. I don't know where you get that from, Jay. I mean, he's been a professional all year. He's improved every game. He's improved. I mean, he's showing he's a star quarterback. Listen, you could say what you want. He paints his nails, may act different, but hey, listen, Brian, he could do whatever he wants. You throw touchdowns. You win football games. I mean, I don't know what you want, Jay. I guess you're cool with your quarterback. I mean, his team has to carry him to victories. I understand that. I mean, to be honest, I think any day you would take Caleb Williams over Jalen Hurts. So I'm happy with that.
So I will say this, and Brian knows this. I have been on Caleb Williams's trash wagon since he's been in the league. I have not been a fan of Caleb Williams. But, again, I will say I was wrong in the sense that he's had a very, very good year. He's been improved. To me, I think next year is the big telltale because, as Brian knows, I've said this from the jump from when we started the show way back when, second-year quarterbacks always have a time where they make a big step back or a small step back. If he can adjust, because they'll have film on him, different things going on, and they'll see tendencies and all. If that is the case and he can adjust to it, he is an NFL quarterback. If he takes a big step back, well, then he's got to adjust back to play again. But he's had a great year. He deserves the playoffs. And I think they should play Green Bay. That's the team you want to play. Probably it's not the best scenario, but I think that's the way to go. And the way of the game, I think that I'm going to take Detroit plus the 3.5. I think Chicago does eke out a win. I think this is going to be a back and forth game. I think Detroit's trying to salvage something on the season from what they've shown this year. But I think Chicago does win a game. I just think I like Detroit with the points with 3.5.
So real quick, we were talking about Caleb needs 270 to get 4,000 yards. You know who already has 4,000 yards?
Jared Goff.
He does.
Jake May. That's all right. Listen, you win games different ways.
I am just discussing factual numbers. I'm leaving it.
Hey, I do like Gibbs over 60 yards today too. I think he gets that.
Good on facts. I told you I spoke earlier on this game. I'm worried. I think Detroit's going to come out and try to play their best football.
You got nothing to lose.
I think it's possible the Bears lose this game.
I'll tell you what, but I'll tell. Can I give you the opposite side of that? I think the Lions are just just horribly run team at this point.
So.
And they could honestly just mutiny the whole thing.
I hope they give up.
Do you think they could? Do you think they can move on from golf?
No. I've made it clear. Dan Campbell is on the hottest seat of all.
Yeah, that's why I think they try to win.
I wrote an article. I find him to be fraudulent. I do. I think he was a product of his environment and his coordinators, and they were the ones that were coaching, and he was just a rah-rah guy, and now they're not there, and your results are what they are. Goff's fine. Goff ain't the problem. Listen, offense ain't the problem either. Yeah. They were fine offensively. They scored
the aggressiveness, I think, is
the league in points per game until this week.
A lot of situational football, a lot of injuries on
over aggression. This to me, look, this is begging for Detroit money for the exact reasons Mike articulated. That's why I'm thinking that basically the Bears blow them out.
I hope so, Brian. And
because I think the Lions care. Actually, I do not think the Lions care at all. I think the Lions looked like such ass last week that it tells you everything you need to know.
And I know the Bears are coming into this game very prepared, and they're ready to play football because they're not taking this game lightly. They want to win this game. Like I said, you can't lose 2 games and then go into the playoffs. It's very discouraging.
Jay, but can I give you a counter to that? Detroit had everything lined up last year for the first time ever, and they didn't win a playoff game because both those quarters had one out the door.
Lost to a rookie quarterback.
Yeah, and that team stinks. So I don't know. To me, again, Jay, I wrote it in the Gazette last week locally. Check it out about the Lions. I'm gonna send it to you. The Lions are, I don't know. I feel kind of bad for those people.
You talk about a team that's hit the wall.
Oh,
I mean, they hit the wall doing about 120 miles an hour.
Mm-hmm. They're not going anywhere. They have too much talent. Yeah. They have too much talent on that team. They'll be around.
They might win 8-9 games again next year, losing the play. Who cares what you do?
Well, it's a product of your division then, because as you know, the division's not a bad division.
Sure.
So,
No.
I mean, that division for years to come is get to 10 wins, and it's going to be a success.
I mean, they just got into such a bad rut during the season. They couldn't dig themselves out. I mean, and then they just fell apart.
Yeah.
The Chargers are not playing their starters today, which is why Denver's a 14-point favorite at home. Denver clinches the 1 seed with a win or losses by both the Pats and the Jaguars. The Chargers would be 5 seed with a win and a Houston loss. Otherwise, they drop. At the moment, they are in the 6 seed. They're going to lose this game because they don't care. So we can knock that right out. Buffalo's going to win today. The Chargers should finish 7th the way things are going to look here. What I'll say about this is I think it has no impact on anything. I think whatever Chargers team you see today is irrelevant. I think whatever Broncos team you see here is irrelevant.
Yeah.
The Broncos are going to get their bye. I don't know that you can look at them and say, look, if it's one theme here, the 1 seeds are not infallible this year. If you were looking for the NFL to have parity, you got it. Okay. Is it a good thing? I don't think so, but that's just my opinion. You can make a case for every single one of these teams to make their way to the Super Bowl. And you can make a case why they all stink. That's the NFL right now, which people like, apparently. I think it's dumb. Floors are everyone else's.
Yeah, I mean, I like you said, Brian, the Chargers aren't looking to win this game. Broncos should win this game. Not really looking at much in this game. I'm actually looking at some touchdown plays here. I like Jaleel McLaughlin today. He's plus 380, another backup running back. They have Harvey at minus 155. Don't know how much he'll be playing today, so I like the backup running back. Give me that for a small play today. Broncos win pretty easily.
In the way of the points, I'll tell you, it's 14.5 or 14 is a big line, but and like you, I don't think the Chargers are going to put up any kind of a fight here. I think Denver wins this game. I'll lay the 14. Didn't really look at any props, but I like Denver to win this game out.
Mike, same thing with the under too. I kind of like the under here. I mean, I can't see many points. I mean, even the Chargers played really good defense, so I mean, I can't see much going on here. So even that.
To Jay's point about the bye, look, it's not college, right? But we see like a lot of these college teams get a bye and then lose. Like usually, and this is why I talk about why do 1 seeds win? Because generally they're just better, right? It's not because I mean, the bye is whatever, but like they're generally a better team. I don't know that you can say with a ton of certainty that Seattle and Denver are better teams than the teams below them in the standings. I don't think you can. I can make a case. I think Seattle's the 3rd best team in their division. Right. And Denver, I mean, okay. Denver. I mean, I don't know. Denver's kind of like Denver's a little Houston-y.
Correct. Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't know.
I mean, both. Yeah. Wide open, Brian. Wide open.
Yeah. Cards visit the Rams. The Rams are like 2 touchdown favorite because nobody cares. The Rams with a win will clinch the 5 seed, will face the winner of Tampa Bay and Carolina in their lottery game. A loss would land them the 6 seed and they would fly to Philadelphia. They're going to win the game. Assume that is going to happen. I think the big question for this team is when you can get Devontae Adams back healthy again, get your offense back to full board, and then go from there.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, Adams is coming back. They did the correct thing. They sat him. He'll come back healthy. I mean, he's the biggest red zone threat in the league. I think the Rams will be fine moving forward. Little disconcerting with their defense on the other night against the Falcons, but I think defensively they could do enough.
Michael?
We're talking Rams Cardinals?
Yeah.
I'm hard time seeing the screen, but yeah. I like the Rams today too. They're high-powered offense, and they're playing the starters today. He's not resting anybody. He said it before that they're playing, so the 13.5 doesn't faze me. The Cardinals' defense looks absolutely atrocious. They've had so many injuries this year. I mean, they're right there with the Bengals and being one of the worst defenses in the league. So yeah, I would take the Rams today. I'd take a Puka touchdown anytime. That's probably my best bet is Puka for anytime touchdown. But I'll take the Rams 13.5.
Right, the Rams are going to win. The Dolphins visit New England where it's cold. New England's a 13.5-point favorite, obviously. New England with a win would clinch at least the 2 seed. With a win and a Denver loss, they get the 1 seed. With a loss and a Jacksonville win, they get the 3 seed, but they can't fall lower than that. Again, the spreads will indicate to you that the New England's pretty much going to stay at 2 and end up facing the 7 seed, which should end up being the Chargers if things play out the way they're going to play out. I'm an unabashed Drake May fan. I thought they'd be a playoff team. I didn't see this coming. Vrabel really, if he doesn't win Coach of the Year, is the runner-up. I mean, I think he's done a tremendous job there. Having said all that, again, because of the wide openness of the conference, I just don't think it would shock anybody if the Chargers go in there and beat them in the playoffs. Like, that's just how things are. So this idea that we've had for years past, they're like, oh, the home teams win. I just don't think that necessarily, rings true anymore. Not the way that it used to.
I hear you, Brian. I understand what you're saying. Yeah, I mean, as far as this game, I actually like the Dolphins at plus 13.5. I think Ewers is playing a little bit better, and I think McDaniels has found maybe a little something with him. So just for shits and giggles, I like the Dolphins here plus 13.5. Give me those guys.
You know what? I'm running on the same page. I like the Dolphins as well at 13.5. I think Ewers is playing today. He's got nothing to lose. He's going to be throwing the ball all over the place today. They'll keep it close. I mean, New England will still win the game, but I'll take the Dolphins as well with the 13.5. My prop bet is Matt Collins. He has an incentive for $100,000 on 4 more receptions. So I'll take Collins with over 4 receptions.
Little return of the Mac.
Barefoot Mac Daddy.
Pass to the W. I think Vrabel Coach of the Year is great. I mean, he's done such a great
job.
Lee
and Cohen might get it, but
yeah, I mean, there's a lot of guys this year. I mean, there's a handful of guys that could win it.
Yeah,
but yeah, I think Vrabel is the front runner.
How dumb is Tennessee? That's all good. Our boy Tom from Review and Preview. Happy New Year to you as well, sir.
Happy New Year, Tom.
Happy New Year, Tom.
I don't know if you were Giants to win or lose today. If I were you, I'd want them to lose, but I know you and I differ on that.
Yeah.
How we approach this. I want the Cowboys to lose every other game. It's going to be just a matchup of awesome quarterback play as Josh Johnson takes on Tanner McKee, with the Eagles having a shot with a win and a Bears loss to get to the 2 seed. If they stay at the 3, they get the Rams or the Niners. They're only a 3.5-point favorite because of the quarterback matchup in this game.
Yeah.
There are people, guys, who seem to think that, let's see what the Eagles do with a guy who can pass the ball better than Jalen Hurts. I'm not going to necessarily disagree with that premise. The Eagles' results are what they are. This is a game that is just, what are you going to say? I mean, who cares? I mean, Ant's going to care a little bit.
A little bit, yeah. I mean, I think the Eagles. I actually think I like the Eagles in this game. I would take it down to 2.5. I like Tank Bigsby touchdown today. I think he's going to score. So yeah, give me the Eagles here. I think their second team still has more talent than the Commanders here.
250 and 2 scores. That's a hell of an Eagles quarterback line. I haven't seen that in a while.
Is that the missile?
I think that's the missile.
I don't. This game is so bad. Josh Johnson. I mean, he probably can't outthrow my son who's 10. And what's a shame is Deebo Samuel has an incentive today for I think it's $125,000 if he gets 90 yards. Unless he can throw it to himself, I don't even know how he's going to get that today. So because Josh Johnson is god awful. I guess I have to take Philadelphia as well. Because I don't know if Josh Johnson's even going to move the ball down the field effectively. They're going to have to run the ball today. That's the only way they're going to down the field because he is bad, Josh Johnson. But I'll take the Eagles.
I think Josh Johnson has played for about 45 of the
NFL
teams.
Yeah, and he's been bad on all of them too.
That's at least he's consistent. Hey, listen, he's still cashing checks.
That's it. Yeah. Brian, do the Eagles dare air it out today and showcase Tanner McKee?
Oh yeah,
and embarrass Jalen Hurts?
Absolutely.
Listen, listen. My gut feeling Things I've been look, people I know or something. I know a couple people that are pretty connected with but generally speaking, I feel as though the vibe on Jalen within the organization has changed.
Yeah.
And they're not protecting him the way they used to. And that may be more about self-preservation for the people that are there type thing. So I don't know. There may be some truth to that, right?
And
like,
I'm going to give you two. I'm going to give you Dotson for an anytime touchdown.
Yeah,
too. How about that?
Same thing, Mike.
Yep.
You got these backups today.
Yep.
Is Will Shipley alive? Is he dead yet?
Brian, you're right. You're right, because you listen to the radio, and that's a big consensus is that the team is just like kind of not like feeling his whole vibe.
Yeah.
And you've noticed throughout the league, players sticking up for their quarterbacks, things like that after games, and never really get that with Jalen Hurts. It's usually all these cryptic
like
things.
that. I like that. I do like that. Calcaterra for an anytime touchdown. Their offense has really featured Goddard last couple weeks.
Goddard's 11 touchdowns.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you, the Philly fans, good, bad, or indifferent, man, Tanner McGee, they're like ready to put the bus in the Hall of Fame for him already. They love this kid. They think he's going to be awesome. So.
Mike, we've lived here, right?
Oh, yeah. It's happening all the time. It happens.
They love their starter until they don't. Then the backup's the best guy in the world until he becomes a starter, and then he's not. This happened with Donovan. It happened with Nick Foles. It happened with Wentz back to Nick Foles. Like, the fan base. We're getting close.
Real quick, what's funny with the whole Wentz thing in this town is the perfect example. The guy had an MVP season going that year, that he was playing out of his mind. People were loving him all. He got hurt in that Rams game, and he was never the same, and then he was total trash. And then, everybody was off the wagon again. It was like the guy had an MVP season going, and then just one injury, it was it. It was over. So
then the Bastards won.
Yep.
Last but certainly not least, the playoffs officially start tonight as the 8-8 Ravens visit the 9-7 Steelers to win the AFC North and the 4th seed in the AFC playoffs. This is a playoff game by all. Any way you price it, this is a playoff
How
game.
many times can Mike Tomlin finish around mediocrity and still keep his job? It's amazing.
Every year.
It's amazing. Totally.
Jay, I'll call for you over Dak. So you're barking up the wrong tree. I hate Dak Prescott.
Yeah, you're talking to definitely the wrong person.
If Dak Prescott like disappeared, no one knew where he was. Like, oh no, who's playing him? He sucks.
Cooper Rush. Oh, jeez.
Cooper Rush played fine in those games. This is okay. So we've been leading up to this, right? This is the game of the day. This is a playoff game, right? Playoffs start tonight. I feel this is going to have massive reverberations for both these teams. On the Pittsburgh side of things, if you lose, does Tomlin come back? Does Rodgers come back? I don't know. On the Baltimore side of things, if you lose, does the talk around Lamar start to really get louder? There's been some talk about could they possibly move on for a big trade? Does John Harbaugh say, you know what, I think I've had enough here, right? Like this, even if they win, right? But like this game tonight and its importance in a crazy ass division where we've been saying since the Ravens were 1-5, they're probably going to win the division anyway. They have it in their hands. They're favored on the road. I just think that there's going to be like the tentacles that come off of this result is just going to change the faces of both of these franchises.
You're right. I can't wait to watch this game, to be honest. This is
I wish he did go. So I wish that he would be launched into the sun. So yes, I agree. I'm totally a fan of that. As you were.
Yeah. I'm truly excited. I'm excited to watch this game. I'm excited to see Lamar come back. I want to see what he's got. I want to see how he steps it up, see if he's healthy. But I also want to see how how they call this game. We've seen Baltimore in playoff games, in important games, just totally abandon the run. Now, you didn't see it last week, and you saw what happened. So that's got to be the game plan tonight. You have to ride Henry in this game. Pittsburgh's defense is not Pittsburgh's defense. They can't stop the run. They haven't played well all year. So I'm loving Baltimore in this game tonight. I think they have momentum. I think they have confidence. I like Baltimore here. I'm going to drop the whole point. I'm going to go to 2.5, division close game. I like Derrick Henry tonight. I think Harbaugh has learned that you have to give this guy the ball 30-plus times. I think you'll see it. Henry, big game. Give me Baltimore with the win. We'll see Baltimore in the playoffs, and it'll make the playoffs better. The Steelers are like an ugly spot in the playoffs, like an ugly stain. Like they're just not – I don't like watching their games. You know what I mean? Like they're just shit games. Rodgers, just nothing's exciting. They don't have Metcalf today, correct? Is he still out?
He's suspended.
Yes. So totally screwed his team. They have no weapons. So I love Baltimore tonight. I think they get in, and they might cause some ruffles.
Jay, here's my problem with this, right? If you're Harbaugh, from a self-preservation standpoint, you have to let Lamar win or lose.
Yes.
Because if you don't,
agree.
right,
Mhm.
if you make the change, which I get it, right? But let's say you put the other guy in and then you lose. Now your decision-making is questioned. Whereas if you lose with the MVP of the league, then it's not you, right? You didn't make a decision to start the wrong guy. The wrong guy just didn't do his job. So I don't think Harbaugh has a choice. If Lamar can go, he has to go. And even if Lamar struggles, you have to go with the guy that got you there. And he is the face of that team.
Yeah.
Should he be throwing 30 times a game? Probably not. Should they play ground control to run that ball and keep Pittsburgh off the field? Yeah. But that doesn't mean that it's the same thing with Rod. Like, I mean, was it Mason Rudolph is still here? Whatever.
Yeah.
The point is that, like, you got to go. If you make that decision as a coach and it doesn't work out, it's much worse than if you don't make a decision and it doesn't work out. It's like blackjack. You know, you can hit it. You can hit an 18 and get a 3. You can't be the greatest guy. Yeah, but should you do that? You're better off not trying, because then you're an idiot if it doesn't work.
Yeah. So just as Anthony said, I agree with all the points he said about Baltimore. I mean, Pittsburgh did themselves no favor losing Metcalf. I mean, that's a guy who stretches the field, who makes plays. You lose a guy like that, I mean, you're really struggling on offense. I just think Baltimore does come out fired up today. Excuse me, Jackson back on the field. I'll take Zay Flowers over 3 receptions today. I think he does well. And I'll tell you, I'll take the over on Mark Andrews today too. I think he has a big day in the air. But yeah, I'll take Baltimore to 3.5. I don't see the Steelers winning this game if they slow Baltimore down on defense. What's going to happen is they're going to be on the field a ton, and they're going to get worn down. And Baltimore's just going to keep coming after them, and too many weapons. You know, not enough time. I'll take Baltimore giving it 3.5.
I believe Watt is back tonight. Is he back? Is Watt playing?
Watt might be playing tonight. Yeah, I think you're right, Anthony.
Question from YouTube: if Jalen Hurts wins a Super Bowl MVP, is he Eli Manning or is he Steve Young? So here's my take, and I've said this before. The MVP is the combined voting of 16 people. Why do we care? Literally, and you can Google this. Don't take my word for it. It's the combined voting of 16 people with journalism degrees, right? I don't think Jalen Hurts was the MVP of the Super Bowl last year. I think he won it because he was quarterback of the winning team.
Yeah.
I think Cooper DeJean had a great. I mean, I give it to Vic Fangio personally, but you can't give it to a coordinator. Cooper sealed the game. That was the dagger. It wasn't.
I don't think Jalen's a.
That's just me personally, right? So,
Yeah.
hey, look, if they win again, I just think, honestly, it speaks to how good that roster is. Because as I've been making this point for years upon end, the Eagles are an unbelievable roster of 52 that carries man number 53, and he's man number 53. They're the only team where the quarterback doesn't really matter. When their offensive line is great and they're getting a good pass rush, he looks great. Why is that? Because he's a product of his surroundings.
When Eli was good, give him credit, he was good. When he was bad, he was awful. But you know, the guy got it done more than he was a failure, and that's why I think he's going to get in the Hall of Fame. And Steve Young was buried with the Bucs for a while. They couldn't do anything. He went to a San Francisco team who had some weapons, who had some different pieces, and you know, Steve Young became Steve Young. I don't think Jalen Hurts is like that at all. I mean,
Steve Young could throw the football.
Right.
Let me ask you a question. How many times in his 15-year NFL career did Steve Young have over 500 yards rushing in a year?
How many times?
Probably a lot.
He was a running quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
How many times did he break 500 yards rushing in a season?
I'm going to say 3.
3.
I'll say 4.
1.
Oh, wow. Okay.
233, 425, 190, 184, 126, 159, 415, 537, 407, 293, 250, 310, 199, 454, 57.
And
Well,
back
right
then,
there, Brian.
and
That's not a
back
lot.
then, that was a running back then.
Right.
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 Now-
That's a lot for a running quarterback back in the day. Right.
Uh-huh. But what I'm saying is people use that as like the litmus test for Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts rushing yards the last couple of years, 354 in 4 starts. 784, 760, 605, 630. This year a robust 421 because he's trying not to run.
Yeah.
He doesn't want to be that guy. And I respect that, right? Like all of this goes back to everything interweaves. College doesn't develop quarterbacks anymore. It's what can you do well? And let's focus on that to try to win because there's too much money involved. Jalen is, look, phenomenal leader, intangibles off the charts. Those are code for saying I don't really like his play on the field because I can't talk about it. If they rely on him to have to be a passer, I think it's not good for them. I think that, and Jay, it's a great point. Actually keeping drives alive, but it wasn't their mantra. No.
Well, and I'll give you this.
I know we're getting off topic, but go ahead.
And I'll give you this stat the other day I just heard. There's 5 games this year in the NFL where a quarterback didn't throw more than 5 yards in the second half. The Eagles have 3 of them.
Yep.
I mean, that should tell you a little something about, the throwing of Jalen Hurts.
Elite quarterback play.
Right.
Pick your winner. Who wins the AFC North?
I called it. I said I see Baltimore winning.
Baltimore.
Yep.
Baltimore.
I think they find a way. And I do think this is Tomlin's last game. I think
although we're taking out the X factor, Boswell is the only field goal kicker to kick really well at home.
Yeah.
So in Pittsburgh.
I think Tomlin walks away.
I don't know about that. I think they take him out kicking and screaming. I think he gets fired if they.
No, I don't think Pittsburgh does that.
No, I mean with their track record, they've only had 4 coaches in their history. I mean,
but he's been there for so long. They have not. When was the last time the Steelers won a playoff game?
Cower.
It's been a while. The Steelers have not won a playoff game since 2016.
Okay. That is third year.
They were 11-5. They went to the AFC title game and lost to New England. Since then, they lost that shootout with the Jags in 17. Didn't get an 18 and 19. Lost the wild card to the Browns in 20. Lost the wild card to the Chiefs in 21. Missed in 22. Lost the wild card to the Bills in 23. Lost the wild card to the Ravens in 24.
Well,
And by the way, none of these losses in their last 4 playoff games, 48-37, 42-21, 31-17, 28-14. These have not been close games.
How long has Tomlin been there now?
Tomlin is the longest tenured head coach in the league since 2007.
Wow. So he's 18 years he's been there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Man, it could be tough.
And he's been living off it.
You think he's going to walk away?
Because they're always competitive. That's not good. That means you're always in purgatory.
Listen, if he's got a job, I don't see him walking away from being average. You know what I mean? I don't know.
Well, anyway, guys, that's it. That's week 18. It's going to be interesting later in the day. Week 18. Your 1 o'clock is all about Saints and Falcons.
Let's go.
Yep. Let's go, Saints, baby.
All about Saints and Falcons.
Guys, it's been
then
a pleasure.
around 4 o'clock gets
it's been a pleasure getting on with you on a Sunday. I'll get on when I can for you guys. So I appreciate you having me. So go Saints.
All right, we'll see you next week for Wild Card Weekend. Enjoy.
Sir.
Take care, boys.
Bear down, baby.
That's it.